people in that committee that would fight for him. I was going to fight for him. And when I looked around, I looked just down the podium, and I had a friend from Florida. Now, in the fall in the South, you may not ever hear a dog say something like that. But I'm going to tell you, last fall, when it mattered, Georgia and Florida came together, and we beat back the impeachment, and we beat back Jerry Donovan. So when I come into this room, and going all over this state, when I had folks who had been by my side even before I announced that I was going to run for this seat, when I had people saying, Doug, you're going to do it, and you're going to do it right because you've been with the president from day one. When I needed somebody to come in, I didn't have to wonder, I didn't have to look around. You know, that's what friends are for. And one day we're walking down the aisle, we're coming down to the elevators, and Matt looked at me and he said, Doug, whenever you need me, I'm ready. Well, here you go, Atlanta, Georgia. I need my friends. Today's the day, 40-something days from election in which we're going to win. And I brought in the man from Florida, the provider who will fight with me for this country, Marietta.
Thank you very much. Wow, it's a good thing to have Georgia on my mind. We have a very special connection. North Florida, the great state of Georgia, that connection's about 48 minutes on Delta. Matter of fact, I'm convinced that Delta stands for direct every layover through Atlanta. So I spend a good amount of time in your state, and what we love about Georgians is that you work so hard, you do all these great things, and then you come on down to the beach in Destin and Fort Walton along 38 and spend some great time with us. You know, there's something special in your heart that you feel when you see those stickers and the big SEC ice chests and flags down on the beach. But, you know, I'm a Seminole. To be honest, that we hate the Gators. Due credit to those Yellow Jackets who came on down to Tallahassee and did a good job beating my nose. So congratulations to the Yellow Jackets as well. You know, it's campaign season. Time to roll up our sleeves. Time to work hard. And I don't know about you, but I believe that the silent majority in this country is as inspired as ever to save this great nation and move it forward with our transformational president. I was on my way here, excited to campaign for Doug. I was thinking back to my first campaign, and it was like on an August hot day. I was running for the state legislature, and I knock on the door, and these ladies answer, we'll say in their late 50s, holding empty margarita glasses. And, before I could say a word, one of them turned to me and said, well, it's Ethel's birthday. You must be the stripper. No, I'm Matt Gaetz. I'm running for state representative. They said, well, if you're the stripper, we'll all vote for you. So I didn't know if I was going to win or lose that election, but I was getting 9 damn votes. And now everyone here knows that I will do whatever it takes to get Doug Collins elected to the United States Senate. Some of you may know me from my occasional appearances on I say occasional. They told me I'm the only one on there more than the My Pillow guy. But you love the host. I love when Sean Hannity asks me that 3-minute question and gives me 8 seconds to answer. I love when, like, Lou Dobbs is kind of America's angry uncle, you know. Tucker gives you that furrowed brow look like you can't tell if he can hear you or not. But the one host that everyone is afraid of is Judge Janine. And I was doing an interview with Judge Janine this morning. It'll be on her show tomorrow night. I said, Judge, we got to get going. I got to get up to an event for Doug Collins. She said, I love Doug Collins. Tell Doug Collins I love him. In mixed company, I cannot tell you what she said about Doug's Republican opponent in this election, but I hope it was not a live mic moment. Or maybe I do. Maybe I do. Who knows? But, whether it's Fox News or whether it's the halls of Congress, we need fighters. In GQ magazine, they said I was the Trumpiest congressman in Trump's Washington, and Rolling Stone called me the MAGA mouthpiece. Now, they mean these things as insults, but I wear it as a badge of honor. It is an honor to animate our movement with energy and excitement. And what I think we've learned from this last election is that it's not enough just to re-elect Donald Trump. And by the way, we're going to re-elect Donald Trump. We absolutely have to have the right team in place to make sure that we capitalize on the Trump presidency to get back to the core principles of our country, where hard work matters, where we support our military and our law enforcement, where we believe in faith and family, and where we do not allow these riots to distract us from the patriotism that will ensure another great American century. And if we're going to capitalize on this, there's a certain batch of Republicans we need to move out of Washington, D.C. I'm tired of the Paul Ryans of the world, and we're not going back to that. We are not going back to the Mitt Romneys or the Cheneys or some new Bush relative. We're not going to be searching for new sands and deserts and caves to invade with John Bolton, and we're not searching for any new caravans of illegal immigrants to give amnesty to with John Casey. America first. That's what's here to stay. That's right, and you know what? In this fight for our country, re-electing Trump, giving him the right team around him, we need patriots to step forward, and that's why I'm here to do everything possible to get Doug Collins in the United States Senate. I think it's true that the presidential election is the election that will determine the future of our country. But this election, right here in Georgia for the United States Senate, is the election that will determine the future of conservatism. And if we want conservatives to continue to cling to that America First principle, to our core values, to our beliefs, then I think we got to make the right choice. Now we got Kelly Loeffler, Planned Parenthood donor, Michael Bloomberg cohort, WNBA owner who sat idly by and applauded while they were disrespecting our anthem, protesting our president, and shaming our flag. Or we've got Doug Collins. Son of a trooper. And you know what? Doug Collins will never disrespect that flag because he wore it on his uniform as a military chaplain, bringing God. Bringing God and faith and comfort to those who would go downrange and fight for our great country. That's the kind of patriotism we know we can count on. And while I know Kelly Loeffler gets all her advice at the country club, Doug Collins is the only candidate comfortable at the hunting club. And while there were times when some Republicans, they wanted to play it safe. They wanted to take a step back. Doug Collins put stock in our president and in our future. Meanwhile, Kelly Loeffler put her stock in the companies that benefit from an extended coronavirus impact on our lives. I know this for certain. If Donald J. Trump had a vote to cast in this Georgia election, he would cast it for Doug Collins. We know that for a few reasons. We've seen Doug fight We've seen him on the front lines, not just as a participant, but he was the guy leading our team against this impeachment. And right now, we know what a hoax and what a sham all that was, but you can only imagine in Washington with all the Democrats, almost all of the media, and even some of the Republicans willing to sit by as impeachment was tearing our country apart. Doug Collins said, pick me, I'll lead, I'll get the team ready, we'll win, and we did win. Really feels good, doesn't it? You know, those other Republicans that want to sit around tea time, they were happy to just rearrange the deck chairs on the Titanic. They were happy to lose more of our rights, give away more of our freedoms, invite more people across our borders illegally. And I think that was the stuff of failure. We deserve success. What President Trump has told all of us is that it's okay to want to be prosperous. It's okay to win. We have a winner in Doug Collins. Let's put him in the Senate. The number one question I get asked when I'm out in America is all of these folks, the Comeys, Brennan, Clapper, McCabe, when are they going to jail? I've read enough reports. I've learned enough of their crimes. There has to be true accountability to vindicate the important work we've done. And you know what? I think with Durham's report and with his indictments coming, we should get the justice that we have long craved. I understand that Kelly Loeffler has a lot of money. I say she has a lot of money. I think we all know what's really going on there. You know, a seat in the United States Senate should not be a reverse dowry paid in the greatest country in the world. And Kelly Loeffler's using all that money to tell lies about Doug Collins, but the people of Georgia know the truth. You know what's up. You see what's going on here. And while she's spending all that money, she's trying to tell us what her values are. My grandfather had a saying. He said, don't tell me about your values. Show me your checkbook and your calendar, and I can tell you what your values are. When you look at Kelly Loeffler's calendar, she spends her time with the anti-America WNBA. And when you look at her checkbook, she's giving her money to anti-Trump Mitt Romney. Now, you explain this to me in Georgia. How do these folks have $1.5 million to give to Mitt Romney in 2012? And look, we all worked for Mitt Romney in 2012, but I wasn't that excited about it, right? But they were $1.5 million worth of excited about Mitt Romney. And then Kelly Loeffler did nothing to support President Trump in 2016 against Hillary Clinton. And only gave money to Trump after she had ambitions to be your senator. So I think you see what's going on there. And you know, I have never told this story before, but this is what the Loeffler team went to the Trump team with. They went and said, look, you guys got to get Doug Collins out of this race. You don't want the people of Georgia making this decision. You don't want the true heart and soul, the patriots in our movement to make the call. You want Kelly Loeffler. And this is why. Because she said, I have $50 million for this project. And I can either spend my $50 million getting new voters and helping the Trump campaign, or I can spend that $50 million taking out Doug Collins. That's literally what they said to us. Now, what does that tell you? They tell it, look, trust me, they got the 100. Why didn't they do both? Why did they say, look, I'm going to help Trump and I'm going to engage in my own politics? The truth is, with Kelly Loeffler, her own ambitions and her own elite friends come first, and the president, the rest of us come second. We deserve a senator who will put our president and our values and the good people of Georgia first. That's our power. The reason I know President Trump would cast his ballot for Doug Collins is I saw how mad he got at your governor when he made the wrong selection. I don't have too much of a bone to pick with the governor, but boy, the president sure did. He was unhappy about that, and I think you guys know enough about the president to know he's kind of the same guy behind closed doors as he is out in public with the rest of everybody. And he knew that Doug was the right choice. Not the safe bet, but the bold selection that we can make to ensure that we realize the full benefit of the Trump presidency. You know, the other question I get most when I go places is, we see how hard the media and the Democrats and even some Republicans work against the president, and just regular people who want to see our country succeed ask, well, what can I do? What power do I have? And of course, we need you to make those donations. We need you to make those phone calls. We need you to get out on the streets. But most importantly, we need you to realize how powerful you are. We are part of the most powerful political movement in the United States. And that should bring joy and excitement and enthusiasm to all that we do. And you know what your power really is? You've got more power than any Wall Street tycoon. You've got more power than any billionaire. And you have more power than even a governor. Because you have the power to organize, to the good people of Georgia. You've got the power to put Doug Collins in the United States. Thank you all so much.